The holidays are upon us, and I know not everybody is filled with holiday cheer. So that's all the more reason why this strategy is so important. Sometimes we've got to stop worrying about what our industry is doing and what rates are doing and what the market is doing, and give back to the community that's helped us in all of the good years and the great times that we've had in this business. So today we're going to talk about the helping hand strategy, or the holiday helper strategy. Now, I've talked about this before. I actually talk about this every holiday season, but I think this is a really, really important strategy that not only is going to make you feel great about being in this business and just feel great in general. You really have an opportunity to help folks, and help other people that maybe you're in a little bit worse situation than even you are. So let's talk about this. Now, I know what you're thinking is like, well, how is this going to help me generate business? How is this going to help grow my business? Well, it could generate business, but more importantly, this is an investment in your community, and it's going to build goodwill. It's going to deepen your relationships with your referral partners in your community, and it's going to grow your database at the same time. Now, there's so many things that we can't control. We can't control this market. We can't control interest rates. And I know it gets overwhelming, but what we can control is our decision to help others. We can control our ability to create the time to help other people. And we can create the action, or we can control taking action and getting it done. Now, helping is not hard. This strategy is very easy to organize. It's very inexpensive to execute, and it's great exercise, not only for your body, but it's great exercise for your soul. So hang with me on this, and please, please, please consider doing this. This is a great, great opportunity for you to do some wonderful things for people. And I promise you, it's going to come back to you tenfold. Let's dive into it. So, who are we helping with this strategy? Well, we can help local charities and causes. We can help our referral partners, and we're going to help families in our community. So, here's what the strategy looks like. It's basically food drives, toy drives, or clothing drives. I say or, but quite frankly, it should be and. You've got food drives coming up in Thanksgiving. So we've got 30 days to help raise food, to help folks that can't afford to have a Thanksgiving dinner on their own. Maybe it's homeless shelters, maybe they're charities or churches or local organizations that are serving food. What I did every single year is I helped veterans in a transitional housing facility in Long Beach, California. And we would serve 300 to 400 veterans every Thanksgiving, every Christmas, and every Easter. We would cook and we would serve dinner, and it was completely free for them. So, what you're going to do for this strategy, though, is you're going to partner with realtors and their farm. So you can partner with multiple realtors on this if they work different areas of the community. And the whole goal here is we're going to promote our drive, and then we're going to pick up whatever they donate. And so this is a really good opportunity, again, to strengthen relationships, and strengthen your bond with your realtor partners that are, quite frankly, having a much harder time in this market than you are. If you're a loan officer and you're listening to this podcast, or you're watching this video, at least you can lend in the entire state, in every state that you're licensed in. Your local realtor partner, your referral partners, they're pretty much restricted to as far as they can drive. Now, if they're generating business and referring it out, that's highly unlikely, but it can happen. But most of their business is based in communities. And if those communities are not buying and selling, they can really use your help. They can use your camaraderie, and they can use some good vibes. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So here are the supplies that you need. This isn't difficult. You need heavy duty paper bags. You need flyers that I'm going to show you how you can get those flyers from Canva. You need a QR code to a Calendly link so that people can schedule a time to come and pick up the bags. And then you're going to need a stapler because you're going to staple the flyer to the bag when you drop it off on people's porches. Now, you can get heavy duty bags with handles. This is what I recommend because people are going to be putting canned goods and heavy things in the bags. If you're doing a food or a toy drive, maybe you want to do, maybe you don't want to do paper bags. Maybe you want to do like trash bags, big plastic bags so that they can put more stuff in them and make it easier to carry. So depending on what kind of drive you're doing here will depend on what kind of bag. Now, food drive flyers in Canva, you can literally open Canva and type in food drive flyers. And there are hundreds, I think there are hundreds, if not, there's dozens and dozens and dozens of different food drive flyers that are already done for you. All you have to do is grab it and you're going to customize it. Now, here's a pro tip. When you're doing food drives, especially for Thanksgiving, and so tackle Thanksgiving right now. We've got about 30 days until Thanksgiving when I'm recording this. So you got plenty of time to get this started. So start with a food drive, using paper bags, doing the food drive flyers. Now, many grocery stores will donate. They'll donate bags, so you don't even have to buy them. They'll donate food, and sometimes they'll give you discounts on canned foods for your drive. So what we did with a local charity, another local charity that I worked with. Again, this charity was called Patriots and Paws, and they helped veterans furnish their homes for free. But every Thanksgiving, they would do a food drive and we would help hundreds of people. And everybody would come to the warehouse and they would drop off food. But what we did is we went to our local grocery store and we let them know, hey, we're doing this food drive. Not only did they let us set up tables in front of the store to ask people for donations, they set aside pallets of like canned beans and yams and corn and things like that are normal for boxes of stuffing, things like that for Thanksgiving dinners. And they put those pallets up in front of the store and they put a sign on there and they give a special discount for anybody that wanted to buy those items to donate them to us for the food drive. So if you don't already have a relationship with your local grocery store manager, this is a great opportunity for you to meet somebody new in your community and talk to them about this food drive that you're doing for the local community. And I would not be surprised if they donate paper bags for you. Maybe it has their store name on it. That's perfectly fine. And maybe they'll give you discounts on the food, and maybe they'll let you promote your food drive in their store even to help you get more food. Now, if you're doing toy drives for Christmas time, toy drive flyers are on Canva as well. Clothing drive flyers are on Canva as well. You just type in toy drive, you type in clothing drive, and you get all kinds of flyers. This is already done for you. You literally just have to find the time and make the effort to execute on this strategy. Now, here's where this gets cool. When you get the flyer, what you're going to do is you're going to put a QR code on there, and it's really easy to get QR codes. You can get free QR codes anywhere, and you're going to get the QR code and you're going to send it to a Calendly to a calendar link. And the flyer is going to give very simple instructions. You're going to, well, let me back up a minute. And here's how this strategy works. You start with your real estate agent. You get into the car with the real estate agent. Now, you can sit in front of the grocery store and you can do that on a weekend or something. But really, the goal here is to get in touch with the community and build goodwill with the community and give back to the community. So you go into the neighborhoods with your stack of bags and you go from door to door. You knock on the door. If they're home, you say, we're local real estate agent and a local lender. As you know, the market is tough, but we want to take this opportunity to give back to the community. So if you don't mind, I'd like to drop off this paper bag. If you could fill this with food, and then when you're done, we're going to pick up the food on this day. So if you're willing to donate food, I want you to scan this calendar link, and I want you to make an appointment. You're just going to check on there. You're going to check, come and pick up my bag on this calendar, and you'll set up the calendar. That's not going to be for a specific time, but it'll send them reminders by doing that. So you'll have them stacked on top of each other. There's not going to be any gaps. But they're going to, it's all it is really reserving the day and notifying you. Well, it's doing two things actually. It's giving you their contact information, because they're going to put their contact information in there, because you need to know their address. You need to know their name and their address to go and pick up the bag. You're also going to want their name and their address to send them a thank you note after the food drive is over. So if they go to Calendly, you get their information, then you know you need to go back on that day and pick up that bag from that particular porch. And all you're going to do is ask them to just fill up the bag, set it out on the porch on that day, and you'll come by and you'll pick it up. So when people are actually donating, when they're giving you this food, think about going the extra mile during the pickup. Think about leaving a handwritten note. Just have handwritten notes that just say, thank you so much for donating. We appreciate it. Your community appreciates it. Maybe you can leave them some little chocolates or a candy cane with the handwritten note. And these don't have to be personalized handwritten notes necessarily. You'll know how many people you're picking up from, and you can create those, and maybe you do handwrite it and you personalize it. That's really going the extra mile, and that's really going to make a big impact on that family. It's going to make them feel good, it's going to make them feel appreciated, and it's going to make you stand out, and they're going to remember that you did this. So after the holiday, consider emailing and maybe even mailing a thank you letter to everybody that donated. The purpose of reaching back out to them is to let them know what the results of the drive are. Now, I didn't talk about this yet, but when you are doing these food drives, you don't have to be the one, like you're not collecting the food and then handing it out. You could definitely do that. You could figure out some way. You could ask everybody, hey, do you know of a family in the neighborhood that might need help? But really what you're doing is you're partnering with a charity or a food drive that's already going on, and you're just supporting the food drive that's already existing. I guarantee there's a church or a nonprofit in your community that's already doing food drives for the holidays. Maybe it's a homeless shelter that does a food kitchen that serves free meals for the homeless in the community. Partner up with one of them. You're going to put them on your flyer, and you're going to talk about the charity or the nonprofit that you're helping to support. And almost always, especially when you're doing food drives, they will tell you how many pounds of food you donated. And then they can typically translate how many pounds of food into how many families that will help. So they'll give you all of that information. When you go to the place and you drop off the food, you can say, we delivered 25 bags of food that's going to help 50 families during this Thanksgiving season, or we're going to feed this many homeless people in our community. So think about that on the holiday follow-up. So all right, let's talk a little bit about sales, and let's talk a little bit about business. I'm talking about good vibes and warm fuzzies and all of this stuff. And at the same time, we're investing in our community, and we are investing in our partnerships and our business. So when you're going door to door and you're meeting these families, you're striking up conversations. First, you're asking them if you can drop off a bag. If they're not there, you're dropping off the bag. If they deliver the food, then you're coming in, you're picking it up, and you're leaving a thank you note. That's the second touch, the second good vibe that you're sending their way. Then if they donated the food, now you're sending them a follow-up letter that says, Hey, thank you so much. This is how many people you helped because of your kindness and your generosity during this holiday season. So that's like three different times that you're having an opportunity. And at the same time, you're sitting side by side with your realtor and everybody's feeling good. I'm telling you, there's going to be hugs going around. There's going to be high fives. There's going to be some backslapping going on. And it's going to be a great time. So, think about all of these things. This investment is not only in your soul, not only in your community, not only in your referral partners in your business. This investment is in so many things that's going to help you in so many ways. Just get out of the funk from the business, get out of the funk from interest rates, and just start doing something that's not about you and not about business. And I promise you, this is going to come back to you tenfold. I've seen it a million times, and I've done it myself for many, many years. And this is my favorite time of the year because it gives me an opportunity to give back. And we have a lot to be grateful for that we're even here and that we even have this opportunity. So take advantage of this. So let's review. We're going to partner with our referral partners and our agents, and we're going to help them in their farms, in their neighborhoods that they work in. You can, depending on your bandwidth and how close of relationships you have, and quite frankly, I would use this opportunity to partner with a real estate agent that you want to work with. Reach out to them and say, hey, listen, I know you're in this community. This is an affluent community. I'd love to partner with you and do a food drive for some of the community, some of the neighborhoods in our community that are not as affluent. This is a great opportunity for you to do outreach and reach out and build new relationships and new partnerships. Ask the agent, do you have a local church or a charity or an organization that's doing a food drive that we can support? Make this about them. If they don't, then you find somebody in the community and you go and you talk to the organizers and you let them know what you're doing. You ask them to use their logos, ask them to use their information to put on the flyer, the food drive flyer. Because remember, this isn't about you. This is about supporting the charity and helping families. You're going to take the paper bags and you're going to take your food drive flyer, and it's going to have your contact information. It's going to have the real estate agent's contact information, and it's going to have the charity or the organization that you're supporting. And you're going to put the QR code on there so that the family, once they fill up the bag, you're going to ask them to scan the QR code and just pick a day that you can come and pick it up. And then it's going to send them a reminder and put that on the flyer. It'll send you a reminder the day before. Just set it on the porch. We're going to swing by and we're going to pick it up. Think about leaving a personalized note or a candy cane or even a non-personalized thank you card with a candy cane or a little chocolate, a little thin mint or something in there, just to say thank you for your generosity, and then report the drive results to the entire farm. I'm telling you, this is a super powerful strategy. It'll make you feel like $1,000,000. You're going to help people. You're going to strengthen relationships, and you're going to give back to your community that I promise you it'll come back to you in many, many ways. It may be a relationship. It may be a specific story, but dig into it. Now you have a conversation starter. Every time you talk to that real estate agent has a conversation starter every time they talk to somebody in their farm when they're door knocking in the spring, and just all the way around. This is a good strategy. If this is successful, if your Thanksgiving strategy is successful, think about doing clothing drives for the winter, especially if you're in the Midwest. Think about doing toy drives at Christmas. If you can pull all those drives off in that community, I 100% guarantee you will get something back from it. not, I'm sure you're going to get great feelings, but you will get business from this eventually if you build those relationships in this way. So there you go, folks. That's my holiday helper strategy. Please run with this. And more importantly, report back to me. Let me know what you're doing. I want to hear these stories. I love hearing these stories about helping people. I want to hear how it impacted you, impacted your referral partners, impacted your family. And that's another thing. Bring your whole family, bring your kids along, bring your spouse along, get everybody involved in this. This is a time to give back. This is a time to not think about our problems and understand that there are folks out there that are always going to have more problems than you are. And you have an opportunity today to take action and do something about it. So I hope this was helpful. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.